about the standings. At what point do you start talking to your bunch about standings or playoff seeding? Or
I mean, I think you start to look at it, but I mean, it'd be a while. I mean, I think the whole thing that you have to get to is you have to have a way you do things every day so you develop the right habits and the right approach. And if you have to start talking about standings all year, you have the wrong group of guys. I mean, they have to understand you have to develop a way to play, and that's what it has to be. The other stuff, if it's all this, motivational stuff in this league, you ain't winning. You're not winning. You're not going to play consistently.
some coaches put the standings, they want them in the locker room, some don't, some do. Have you ever been around coaches who want the standings on the board in the locker room?
I mean, I've been like we have. If you go into where they eat, we put things that are measurable that are going to impact winning and losing. So every day when they eat, and I got this with the Lakers with Mike Brown, there's where we rank in offense, where we rank in defense. I've never been anywhere. This is 21 years for me where the standings are up anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, again, I'll go back to when I was with the Knicks and they asked Jeff, we were good at back-to-backs. What do you say to you guys so they're so good at back-to-backs? And he said, if you have to motivate players in the NBA, you have the wrong team. That's it. And I believe that. I mean, when you play 82 times, there's no magic words. There's no motivation,
Steve, to what degree have you and the front office considered calling up B.J. Johnson and giving him minutes given his three-point shooting in Lakeland?
I mean, we may do that. I don't know about giving him minutes. I mean, no disrespect.
Poor choice of words on my part.
Be around
playing
maybe.
him or
I mean, no disrespect, but the G League is a long, long way from the NBA. In my opinion.
Nets have two players that almost average double-digit rebounds. They average about 48 a game. Protecting the paint, guarding the paint. Any emphasis?
Oh yeah. I mean, they're third in drives into the paint. They're second in points off those drives, and everything sets up with their 4 out, 1 in. Those guys are both great rollers, and they're great. Not just the defensive rebounding. I think they combine for around 6 or a little over 6 offensive rebounds a game also. So they're maybe 7th or 8th in offensive rebounds, and it's basically their two centers. So everything starts with penetration. It always has. They have a way to do that. They're very skilled, and it all sets up with a roll game from, DeAndre Jordan and Allen. So all those components start with that,
So you switched the lineup against Utah, pulled Kem back a little bit. Is he going to be more involved in the game tonight?
Yeah, actually, and I screwed up in the first half. I mean, like I said, some of that we got to try to figure out, and we had time today, so we have to have, no matter what, he's a center, and you have to have cover. You have to be able to be flexible enough in your coverages so that you can function out there. And, we did a good job against Miami, and then the other night, you can't just do what you're not going to be able to just do the same thing every night. So one thing in these stretches where there's not a lot of practice time, you're doing it on a walkthrough on the fly, and it hurt us, So today we had a regular shoot around, and Kim's smart, and the other guys are smart, and I think we'll be able to do it. But there's going to be some glitches, It's when you put your team together, you want it to fit in a certain way, and there's a lot of things about when you lose a guy. Jonathan is a prototypical four-man in the NBA. So he can guard the fours, he can play the four, you're going to function at both ends of the floor. And now we really don't have, with Chief being out, Aaron Gordon's a 3-4, he'll play the 4 a lot, but we're going to end up playing a lot with a center at the 4 and a 3-man at the 4 in West, which is fine. But like I said, you want your roster to fit, and now we have to make it fit. So, you're not going to go out against these teams every night and play with no mistakes.
There's a conventional wisdom, I don't know if it's from NBA insiders or I've heard it from them, that Aaron is more You laughing at me or someone behind me?
No, I just like it when you talk about NBA inside. It's all right.
No, you hear it from opposing teams or scouts,
Yeah,
etc.
yeah.
I mean, I have.
Yeah.
And if I've heard it, I guarantee others have.
Yeah.
Do you buy the notion that Aaron Gordon is better suited to the 4 than the 3?
I think the way the game is played today, I see, to me, it used to be you could say at almost any level, I want a point guard who's an organizer. I want a center who's a basket protector. I want one wing who can shoot, one wing who can drive. That's the way it used to be. Now, to me, it's just how your team fits together. That's it. It's more positionless basketball. If you have a team, like if you have Gobert, look at what Utah's doing. They play no 4-men, right? And yet they're going to be, they've won 10 out of 11. They're playing as well as anybody in the NBA. Why can they do that? They have Gobert, you know. Other teams, you know, San Antonio's been a team that's always played both 3 out, 2 in and 4 out, 1 in. And it comes down to you have to make it work. That's what I'm talking about. So to say, all I know is this. Last year, I mean, not to be critical, but the insiders or whoever you talk, everybody the first 6 weeks, what did everybody say? You can't play Aaron Gordon and Jonathan Isaac together. That was said in this room tons of times. So the last 32 games, they played all the time together. We're first in defense and like 14th in offense. So, I mean, what I do is watch the film, okay, which none of the pundits do. Nor, even if you're watching the film, this is not to be critical, is you can look at all the stats you want. If you're not watching the film and you couldn't possibly know the coverages of what the teams are trying to do because none of you are at practice, it's really hard to make concrete observations about what's going on. That's my thing. So I don't worry about that. I do what all the coaches do. I watch our team, our film. I try to be the expert on our players, and I don't think it matters if he plays the 3 or the 4. I don't know if you agree with that, Capper, but I just thought I'd throw that out there. You know what I mean? Good? Thank you.
Interaction with him just yet, but what do you like about Justin Anderson's game?
I think he brings obviously some experience. He's a very good athlete, kind of the new style NBA player where he can play multiple positions, 4, 3, 2. Plus, he's really good friends with Joe Harris, so that helps too.
A point of emphasis for your team headed into this one as you look to get back on the right track.
Yeah, just find a way to close games out. I think we've had some opportunities. We were close, but haven't been able to get over the hump. So obviously, each game there was a different cause for it. So it's not one particular thing. Just being a little more resilient in terms of, especially in the fourth quarter, playing better.
When you look at how, I guess, shorthanded you guys are on the perimeter, and then, you consider that Lawal was getting somewhat close to his limit of how many times you can use him. I mean, is there an opportunity for Justin, if he plays well, that this could be more than just a very short-term thing?
We have to see Brian. First we have to, we have to get to know each other. Obviously, he's got to get to know the system. Like I said before, he's a guy I've kind of always liked when I watch him play, especially in Philly, because we played them a lot. So definitely we got to get to know each other. But sure, will he have an opportunity? Most likely, he'll have a chance somewhere. You hate to bring a guy in for 10 days and not see him, but he's definitely in the, got to go do a quick learn and understand what the heck we're doing.
Is there a possibility of seeing Allen and Jordan on the same time on the floor for more time span?
No.
The emphasis being on rebound.
Jeff, when Jeff played, back in the 80s or 70s, maybe Vanderbilt, you play. Well, Jeff was a stretch, so you could stretch it. You'd probably be a 5 today. No, it's not out of the question. It's just floor spacing. Is it a premium? Listen, I think we obviously had a rebounding issue last game, but I think we've done better than we've done in the past. DeAndre helps with that. I think J.A. has slipped a tiny bit. Jared Allen, so he's got to do better. But collectively, we have to do a better job. And people say we're small. I don't know. Everybody's small these days. So we just have to do a better job collectively rebounding the ball.
You guys in Orlando had the same record last year. The regular season record decided it. You're separated by one game now. Do you talk to your bunch about how these games could mean the difference in a playoff seed?
Absolutely not. We really don't. We're so, I know it's a cliche, so caught up in our process and improving the team, and getting better day by day. We really focus on that. I think it's way too early. I think if this was, later in the season and a month to go to the season, maybe we'd address it. But right now, we have too much to focus on in our situation and getting our group right. So, but always tremendous respect for Cliff and the job they do, and they'll be there again. They will be fighting with them for a playoff spot. They're too good. I think both of us have our reasons to where we are right now, but I expect us to be in a fight with them all year.
With Anderson, he's only a 30% three-point shooter. Why did you go for a guy like that when you usually would go for three-point shooting?
Yeah, no, I think. Listen, I think he can do better than that. I think it's like Luau and the David Nawabas. I think they're guys you think that can shoot better than they have career, and you could argue with me statistically, hey, that probably doesn't pan out that way. But I think Justin has been a little up and down through his career. We'll have a game where we'll go 5 for 6 and then 1 for 6, and how can we help him become more consistent? So. But really great when you look at a player. We look at his overall body of work, not just shooting is an important piece. We definitely that's huge today. But in general, like the player, I think he'll have a chance with us.
When you study Fultz, what do you see at this point?
How fast he is, his athleticism, it jumps off the page. I think he's got a really good feel passing the ball and understanding how to get guys in positions to score, especially just watching him in transition. That's his main kind of what he really can hurt you. But I'm also impressed with his defense, and I know Cliff has a lot to do with that and the system they run. But man, he gets after defense. He has all the athletic tools that are there. Obviously, the shot is improving, but. I am, a great bet by the Magic, and he's going to be a really good player in this league.
Couple of injury, updates. Karras, obviously, the idea is that you're just resting him, and he's going to be available tomorrow.
And listen, yes, he'll be available tomorrow. And listen, I just think it's he's been out for a long time. It's understanding how to manage a player and for the long term, and collectively decided it's the best thing. But he will play tomorrow.
And with Nick, I think you had mentioned earlier that there was a chance he might go to Long Island, just get a little bit of run in. But you brought him straight here.
We brought him straight here. But he will. It just kind of worked that way with the schedule. But he will definitely be going to Long Island soon. I'm not going to tell you which game, but he'll be there soon. But decided to bring him here today, and with our guys that are G League guys or guys that aren't playing a lot, we try to simulate game situations with them. So these guys are working extremely hard, even though you guys don't see it. We put them through, it's quite honestly the work done with our extra work group is very, very intense. So they have to, especially young players, have to be prepared physically to do that.
What did the film show is the issues with the turnovers in there?
Yeah, Toronto got in our shorts, so to speak, and it's just really that's what they do. We didn't handle it well, and it was just collectively didn't get organized well enough. But I think a lot of it was them. But we have to do a better job. Orlando's another team that'll turn you over. So understanding that, and we got a new second group out there, so figuring out in everybody's position and what we want to run when they're out there, that's big.
Will Karras play future back-to-backs?
Will Karras to be determined. I know this one was
This is 3 and 4. I know.
Yeah, this is 3 and 4, and we'll see going forward. Haven't made a decision on that yet.
You and Cliff both have kind of player development roots. Is Fultz the kind of like distressed asset you would have loved to get your hands on, kind of just bring out the first number 1 overall pick in him?
Yeah, and I think, like I said, it was a great move, great bet by them, and it's starting to pan out pretty early too. And obviously Cliff's background really helps in that area. Yeah, I think you take that as a challenge as a coach. Like, hey, this guy was a real talented, is a real talented guy. Maybe some stuff happened along the way, and we've had our cases in there in our locker room. I look at it, even like a guy like Luwawu. I don't want to call him a distressed, athlete, but they're the guys who, like, when they come on board, you're like, man, can we get this guy playing better than he did before, or in a situation where he might have not have succeeded, and I think those are the success stories we're looking for. And obviously, to help the player for your player development program, and then helping your team.
One more on Justin. Could a guy like that, if he gets minutes, provide an intangible like a shot in the arm, similar to what Ahmad provided, given the September contract and he's competing for something?
Possible, very possible. Like I said, we got to see what, got to get to know him a little bit, and he's got to get to know us. But that's always the idea, when you bring in a guy like that. He's obviously played decent minutes in the NBA, and you're like, well, why hasn't this panned out yet? Like, is this a guy we can help give him a chance and help him stay in the league long term? Thank you, everybody. Appreciate it.